Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of my Road to Max count. In this episode we are going to do more yak track skilling, get some more wrapping paper for the Christmas event, and pretty much get as many levels as we can in a single video. So starting off this episode, we're going to be doing a hunter yak track activity, and it's basically set for an XP amount. So we're going to start off at Grey Chins, and as you've just seen by getting level 63, we've unlocked a pretty big milestone in the hunter category of getting to Red Chins. Now, Red Chins are in the Fold Up Hills hunter spot, and the closest way to get there is through the Uglog teleport or the lodestone, which I've not unlocked. So this is me just running from the old mobilizing armies spot, just running over to unlock, and then we're going to get to Red Chins. Now, Hunter is a pretty chill yak track step, to be fair. Protein traps are really good. It makes Hunter basically AFK. So this was always a step I always try and do, and it's pretty laid back, to be fair. So, going to go to Red Chins now, and set up the traps, and let's see how many levels we can get from this yak track step. So protein traps for Hunter are pretty OP, and they're probably one of the best XP per protein you can get. Now for me, in terms of what I'm going to save my protein towards, apart from maybe Invention, Hunter is the one which is the most important. The others, you can buy different supplies to do that, and protein planks as well. You can pretty much make proteins, or you can do construction at a bank. So all the other skills are pretty much bank standing skills, whereas Hunter, you are away, and the other method of training it is pretty tedious as well. Whereas the others, it isn't that bad. So protein traps are the priority for me to pick whenever I get protein packs. Although I've got quite a few invention cogs to get through, and I'll see what the XP rates for that as well, just because of how low the combat I am. In terms of the XP we're getting for this task though, we're just flying through, and we've just got 68, and there we've just also got 69 as well. In terms of a task as well, I think it's at something like 300k XP to do for Hunter, which took probably about an hour at Red Chins. I'd like to start moving to Jadinkos, but there's a quest requirement sort of stopping me doing that. But hopefully the next bonus XP, if I wanted to train Hunter, I can definitely go and move into doing Jadinkos next. But in terms of my Divine Use, I'm trying to make sure I'm doing it daily, using Viswax to extend Divine Limit as well. And anytime you get anything to do with woodcutting for a yak track step, using Divine Use or Divine Magic actually does count towards the step. So make sure you're always doing that whenever you can as well. And here is the sort of daily dump of lamps you get given through whatever promo is on at the time. Now, whenever there was promos during Christmas, you were getting wrapping paper for any time you were doing spins. But I'd always try and use my oddments if I had them available for some extra wrapping paper, because the hope would be that the extra spins would cause extra wrapping paper, and from the present I would get oddments back. So even though I was spending my oddments, I'm hoping to get them back later on down the line, so it's sort of an investment as well. There's a celebration lamp as well, which is why I've just got the sudden spam of different levels. We've got a couple summoning levels, so we're level 25 now, even though we've not done the quest. Summoning will be very important later on, but we need to make sure we can get combat moving as well, and that will be tied to combat and Slayer to make sure we get it as well. But the celebration lamps have just hit a lot of quest requirements, which we will need eventually, so that saved us a little bit of time. So just using one of my Divine Use, my precious Divine Use, to finish the yak track challenge. So anytime you get a woodcutting challenge for yak track, please use a Divine Location, because they're so much quicker than an actual spawn, and it'll just mean you fly through that step a lot quicker, and you can move on to the next one as well. In terms of some bonus XPs and stars in the future, I do think I'll keep woodcutting topped up. Divine Locations have made woodcutting so much quicker than what normal training would be. I think it's worthwhile just to make sure that there's always bonus XP to train it as well, and always to max out the Divine limits every day. Now, whether I'm going to do Viswax on it, I'm not too sure, because Viswax is very expensive, and woodcutting will be just something like I'll get gradually. It's almost like farm runs and trees. You will get there eventually just by doing it often enough. In terms of the next step, we've got fire making or cooking. Now, because cooking is a lot more linked into a lot more quests, and there's a lot more quest requirements for cooking as well, I've decided to do that over fire making. Fire making is not as important as cooking. So I've just bought a couple thousand salmon. I will burn a lot, which isn't too bad because I've made some money through Rings of Dueling and other stuff. So we're just going to sit here and camp this requirement out. 1,000 salmon should hopefully get me somewhere in the 50s, which is a good enough base to then go on some better fish for the next couple of steps of the yak track. So there is the first level. It's level 29. It'll be quite nice to see how quick these levels fly through. It's been a while since I've been able to get this many levels in one big go. So there is also 40. I told you I wouldn't make it every other level. So 40 cooking is a good benchmark to get, and from 40 cooking we also got to 54 before the challenge finished. So this was very beneficial to the account. It was definitely worth doing, and it's actually something I've been putting off for quite a while. I do enjoy making money on this account, which is why the skills like crafting, herb lore, magic and archaeology are stuff I'll always like get a lot higher and a lot sooner. So yeah, 54 is pretty good, and it's unlocked things like heroes, and we'll keep going and I'll let you know where we get to when we finish. So that is all the cooking finished for that step, and we got to 55, which is pretty good. We've got basically like 25 levels in that stint of cooking, which has unlocked so many quests for us to do. The quest arc will be coming very, very soon once these next couple of Road to Maxes are out. Once the wrapping paper and all the yak track is finished, that is definitely what we'll be doing next. It will be the cooking. Throwing this lamp on runecrafting, not quite a level yet, but it's more runecrafting XP, and another knowledge bomb for the bank as well. Knowledge bombs I try and sit on until I've got something very worthwhile doing in terms of XP. I might do it when we finally get to something like overloads and it's a massive bulk of XP. I can just try and fly through it as quick as possible. But yeah, on to the next step, and let's see what we're going to do. So, bit of a time for a bit of archaeology spam. So I've just got level 85 archaeology, which is pretty good. We're still on the grind for archaeology as well. Anytime I get a step I don't fancy doing, I will always go and do archaeology instead. I know for this step I have dungeoneering, which I'm not too sure if I'm going to do, because I've found out that I've actually not done my floors. I've not rushed up to the level I need to, so I'm pretty much on floor 7. And it's going to take me the best part of an hour and a half to rush all the floors to get to the abandons, which I want to. So that might be a bit of a side project to make sure for the next yak track we've got dungeoneering completely unlocked on where we need to be. But in the meantime, I'm going to do some more archaeology and unlock some more XP. Here we're going to get level 86. Again, I always say it, but whenever you've got a bulk of artifacts stored and you can just crack through them one by one, the speed you get archaeology levels is absolutely mad. So I've unlocked the Orcasorta in the Al-Kahid desert archaeology spots, which I've not gone to because they don't do Tetra compasses. And don't get me wrong, this will definitely bite me in the arse when I want to get the Professor rank. I will need to go and do all these different sets, but then it gives me something else to do while I'm doing it as well. While I'm doing that, I could probably be doing something on the main or doing something on 07 as well. Archaeology for me is only done when I'm doing something else. So whenever I'm doing it for steps for yak track, I'm always making sure that I'm doing something on 07. This was probably when I was trying to push for maxing on 07, which the maxing video will come out at some point. I want to make sure it's edited properly and sorted correctly. But yes, back to archaeology. I've been doing all these Tetra sets for a reason, because I want the Tetra compasses. I'm very soon going to hand in all my artifacts, which means I'm going to get an awful lot of chronotes. Now, I've got two options for this. I can either sell it for the profit, which is going to accumulate, or hold on to it and wait for when I get 99 to buy the outfit, along with the stone you need for the Matic of Time and Space. That might be what I end up doing, because I'm not really that desperate for money just yet, but maybe when we move into combat and I do need it, that's what we'll end up doing. But that is the end of the episode. This episode we've done a lot of skilling, lots of yak tracks, and in the background as well, we are accumulating wrapping paper, which is going to be the next big goal for a couple of episodes, because I want to aim for 250k wrapping paper, because if I don't get the Aurora die, which is the big goal, I'm hopefully going to get a lot of oddments, a lot of lamps, and basically a lot of skill levels as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have, please leave me a comment and a like as well on the video. That'd be much appreciated. And if you really enjoyed, please subscribe, because I've got plenty more content coming for the month of Feb. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.